Part 67. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjaya Old Thief. Chapter 661. Hell Deal? A BGM seemed to ring in Yebai's ears. Hell is not about selling whatever you want. After the skill name, the complete skill introduction appeared in front of Yebai. Skill name, Hell Deal. Skill description. Summon a Hell Messenger to act as a transaction referee to supervise the normal progress of the transaction. Initiate a transaction application to the target. If the target refuses to trade, it will be directly determined as the caster's big win. If the target accepts the trade, both sides will engage in a fair game to determine the winner. The rules of the game are set by the caster and must be fair and just. The winner of the competition can receive rewards based on the judgment. The same type of competition cannot be repeated within 24 hours. Judgment result. Small win, the winner gets a small reward, worth less than 10 million eternal gold coins, and the loser gets no punishment. Big win, the winner will receive a large reward, worth less than 10 billion eternal gold coins. According to the reward obtained by the winner, the loser will suffer corresponding soul chaos damage. The damage range is 1 to 10 billion. Note, soul chaos damage ignores armor, magic resistance, and other defenses, and is subject to soul defense reduction when settling. Double win, the winner gets double the big win reward, and the loser bears double the punishment. Win, the winner will receive rewards of small win, big win, and double win at the same time. Consumption, the cost of this skill is borne by the target. Cooling, no cooling. The same target can only conduct one hell sale within 24 hours. Note 1, the current probability of small win is 50%, the probability of big win is 25%, the probability of double win is 24%, and the probability of win is 1%. Note 2, when the target of the spell is a demon, if the judgment result is small win or big win, the next round of judgment will be carried out until double win or win is dead, and the winner will get the previous all judged rewards. Note 3, this skill cannot create skill books. After reading the skill introduction, Yebai almost didn't recognize the word win. After reading it several times, Yebai could only sigh. This business is indeed hell. Yebai likes it. First, it is a strong buy and a strong sell. If the other party refuses Hell Deal, it will be directly judged as Yebai's big win. Win, you can win. Secondly, the competition rules of Hell trading were formulated by Yebai. Although it is repeatedly emphasized in the skill introduction, the rules of the competition must be fair and just. But there are too many bugs here. For example, when Yebai and Kane are facing off against each other, the competition rules can be set as follows: the person who causes higher damage to Kane within the limited time wins. Is this rule fair? Literally speaking, it is absolutely fair, everyone is on the same starting line and treated equally. But in practice, if Yebai wants to win, he only needs to keep hacking Kane. If Kane wants to win, he must kill himself. In the end, Kane was dead. What's the use of winning? Can only say. Yebai understands fairness very well. At last. As a skill targeting demons, this skill is naturally unfavorable to demons in terms of judgment. Overall, this skill suits Yebai very well and is also a powerful weapon against demons. Certainly. This skill is powerful, but it's not invincible. There are several ways to break through Hell Deal. Or, use force to break the situation and directly kill Shura, the caster, and everything will stop. Alternatively, killing the Hell Messenger can also interrupt this Hell Deal. Follow the prompts of the Eye of Insight. The strength of the Hell Messenger is above the 9th level War God. If you are lucky, you can summon the Hell Messenger of the heaven-reaching War God level. At the same time, during the duration of the Hell Sale, the Hell Messenger, as a referee, is protected by the rules and has high damage immunity and various enhancements. It is not easy to kill the messenger of hell. Compared with the price paid for hell trading, it may be larger. The entire skill, top to bottom, reveals the word shameless, oh no, fair. Looking at Shura in a daze, Master Fool came up curiously. What skills have you learned? The two parties had a deal before. After Yabai realized the skill, he needed to tell Master Fool the corresponding information. Yabai showed it to Master Fool generously and invited him to play a game of hell deal. Go crazy. Master Fool didn't expect that the skills learned by Demon Lord Shura were so demonic. How can this be called hellish business? This is simply called Shura business. As Shura's exclusive skill, it is terrifyingly powerful. The Fool Master refused to be a test subject, so Yabai could only do the next best thing and drag Dracula to do the experiment. Hell deal. Although there is no need to call out the skill name. However, Yabai always feels that this skill is powerful only when shouted out. A sense of ceremony. Within the scope of the Shura sea, a black light lit up, instantly forming a complicated array on the ground. The array formed a balance. The black energy rolled, and a horned demon walked out of it. He was a truly powerful 9th level god of war. I obey the call of the Lord of Demons. The horned demon made a devilish whisper and crawled at Yabai's feet. Yabai. Because when understanding the skills, too many demonic laws were invested. Yabai is also regarded as the master of demons by demons. This makes sense. Putting aside this little episode, Yabai gave Dracula a look and signaled him to take action. He wants to try it first, the strength of the demon messenger. After Yabai's exploitation during this period, Dracula's strength has increased, and now it is comparable to the 9th level god of war. Under Yabai's instruction, Dracula attacked the messenger of hell with all his strength. Numbers continue to appear above the head of the horned devil. -100. -150. -188. Dracula? You know, when the 9th level god of war takes action with all his strength, the burst output is calculated in tens of billions. As a result, it was weakened to only 100. Dracula's attack failed to even leave a white mark on the horned devil's body. After feeling the hostility, the horned demon glanced at Dracula with disgust, then drew a card and smashed it. Attack the referee, get a yellow card. Boom. After being hit by a yellow card, Dracula's health bar dropped rapidly and he was dying. The more Yabai watched, the more excited he became, cheering for the deal in hell. This hell messenger is too powerful. It is immune to the attacks of the 9th level god of war, and a yellow card can seriously injure the 9th level god of war. If Dracula continues to attack, the horned devil will still have a red card and will be sent off directly. After the yellow card warning, the horned devil looked at Yabai and said in a deep voice, "Lord of Demons, tell me the rules of your game." Yabai came up with the rules he had thought of for a long time. The person who gives Shura more eternal gold coins within 1 minute wins. The horned devil's eyes flashed red, and the rules of the game were engraved around him in the form of laws, becoming iron rules that bound the behavior of both parties. In the end, the horned demon nodded slightly, acknowledging the rules created by Yabai. That's fair. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjaya Old Thief. Chapter 662. Is this fair? A big question mark appeared above Dracula's head. You call this fair? Is there something wrong? In any case, Hell Deal has been launched, and Dracula has no chance to go back on his words. He rummaged through his body, collected 186 eternal gold coins, and handed them to Yabai. Look, it's just an experiment, there's no need to pay for it. While Yabai accepted the money, he warned Dracula. Don't do this next time. Dracula. After collecting the money, Yabai transferred 187 gold coins to himself. The moment Dracula gave the gold coin to Yabai, the balance tilted towards him. After Yabai transferred the money to himself, the balance tipped towards Yabai himself. Okay, that's fair. The shadow of an hourglass next to the scale records the passage of time little by little. After doing the fair test, Yabai was not idle, but gave Master Fool a look. Master Fool understood, and suddenly took action not far away. A beam of purple light flew past, hit the bull-headed demon hard, and completely submerged it. Boom! The previously rough-skinned and fleshy bull-headed demon was as fragile as a piece of paper under the hands of Master Fool. The bull-headed demon was killed instantly, and the purple light wrapped around the remains, and it was about to fly back. After all, this is the demon of the 9th level war god, and the body is still worth a little money. Leave. The Shura-sea surged up and surrounded the purple light. Yabai takes action at the same time and competes with Master Fool for the referee's inheritance. In the end, Yabai took back most of the remains, and about 30% fell into the hands of the Fool Master. Watching the two gods fight, Dracula could only high-five and praise. Wonderful, wonderful. This pair of doggy men and women really have a tacit understanding. What a cruel attack. After collecting the inheritance left by the referee, Yabai sighed. Sure enough, there are still loopholes. Hell Deal, this move has a flaw, the referee is too weak. Both parties in Hell Deal are bound by the rules and attack the referee, causing very limited damage. But in front of others, the Hell Messenger is just a weak 9th level god of war. Master Fool just made a move, which was only powerful enough to kill the 9th level god of war, but he successfully killed the Messenger of Hell and defeated this move. When there is a third party, the Hell Deal is easily cracked. That is to say, the most suitable condition for this move is a one-on-one challenge, preferably with a demon clan. If you really want to use it as a killer, it still lacks strength. It's just perfect for solo kills. Certainly. There is another situation. Yabai can protect the Hell Messenger and wait until the end of the game. Yabai will be considered a success. In the first experiment, a loophole was found. The use of this skill and bug development obviously still have a long way to go. Yabai approached Cain and started the second Hell Deal. Cain wanted to refuse. It's a pity that the Demon Lord didn't give him this chance. This time, what was summoned was a little devil with 2 wings, suspended in the air and shivering. Obviously, the tragic experience of the previous Hell Messenger has probably been spread. This business is a bit too hellish. Don't worry, I won't kill you this time. Yabai comforted the little devil kindly. This little guy has small arms and legs. Even if he dies, his inheritance will not be enough. Of course, this is not the main reason. For Shura, he wouldn't let go of a mosquito's legs, let alone a 9th level god of war. The main thing is that Yabai still needs to test the strength of Hell Deal, so there is no need to brush the demon war god's bug. And if all the demons in hell were killed and no one would judge Yabai, that would be even more troublesome. Certainly. Yabai has a deeper thought here. If possible, wouldn't it be wonderful to cultivate a referee who is strong enough and loyal enough? The referees are all mine, how can you fight with me? The little devil nodded repeatedly, praising the Lord of Demons for his generosity, and asked cautiously. What kind of fair competition are you prepared for? Cain was also curious. Shura, what new tricks can you play? Yabai thought for a while and said. The side with the most stacked momentum within 1 minute wins. Cain? Why don't you just declare that you've won? Will I be ready to go? The little devil nodded quickly and agreed. That's fair. For a minute, Cain tried to attack the little devil. Although the little devil looks harmless. But he is also a genuine 9th level god of war. Like Dracula before him, Cain was given a yellow card. However, the yellow card did not hurt Kane that much. Kane received 5 yellow cards without blinking an eye. Where's red card? Red card, please save me. Yeah, bye, who was eating melon on the side, wanted to see the effect of the red card. The little devil wants to cry but has no tears. The yellow card is his limit. In the end, Yebai let the little devil go and fulfilled his promise without killing him. After a minute, Yebai naturally won. A dice fell from the sky and rolled on the ground, making the final decision. The melon eaters gathered in a circle, waiting for the final result. Yebai hugged the lucky pig and muttered something. Win the hemp. Win the hemp. Unfortunately, his luck was obviously not very good. Little win. Yebai's face darkened. Small wins don't count as wins. Kane wanted to laugh, but he didn't dare to laugh too obviously, so he could only hold it in. Because Shura only had a small win, Kane did not need to bear the penalty. At the same time, Yebai obtained some specialties from hell, worth about 3 million eternal gold coins. After doing the experiment with Kane, Yebai began to search for the next experimental subject. I'm coming. I'm coming. The snacks in his pocket seemed to be very funny. Lilith, please fight. Yebai looked at the golden pig and made sure that the other person's life was not in danger, so he decided to play with her. Hell deal. The magic circle lights up, and the little devil from before comes back. What a coincidence, we meet again. Yebai looked at the little devil and asked him not to put too much pressure on him. After thinking for a while, Yebai told the rules of this game. The one who eats more within 5 minutes loses. The little devil looked at the Lord of Demons in surprise. This competition rule is really fair. How could it be so fair? The little devil couldn't understand. Following Shura's instructions, he set the rules of the game. The scale appears, and there is an hourglass shadow next to the scale as a countdown. Lilith is not afraid at all when putting out bad snacks. As long as I don't eat, I won't lose. Then, in front of her were placed, steamed lamb, steamed bear paws, steamed deer tail. Looking at the table full of food, Lilith wiped her saliva, and Pig Trotters didn't know when she had already picked up the knife and fork. She hypnotized herself and said, I'll just take a bite. There is a saying, today's second update is very good in the Yang world, let's stop here, and going forward is the underworld. As compensation, there will be 4 updates tomorrow, the kind from the underworld. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 663. 5 minutes later. Lilith licked the plate clean. The little golden pig's belly was bulging, its body was swaying, and it was unsteady on its feet. She simply leaned back, put her feet in the air, and began to swing. You lose. The little devil announced the result of the game, and the balance completely tipped towards Yebai's side. A dice fell from the sky and the results began to be determined. Yebai glanced at Master Fool, Kane, and others again. If small win comes out, Lilith doesn't need to bear any punishment, so that's okay. Other judgment results will be accompanied by high amounts of damage. If it were Dracula and Kane, Yebai wouldn't have to worry. If he died, he would be dead. He could still live anyway. This is the only pet that eldest brother has, and it's still pretty bad. Not to mention getting killed, even if they bump into each other, it's not appropriate. I usually hold it in my hand, pick it up, and use it to scare Kane, that's about it. If you really hit her hard, it would leave a psychological shadow, and the gain would outweigh the loss. So, once the result is unfavorable, the Fool Master will take action to deal with the referee, while Kane and Dracula will protect the bad snacks. Kane had always been a sanguinary. He really wanted to kill Lilith. As long as Shura nodded, Cain could send Lilith to death immediately. But Cain could not allow Lilith to die for any other reason. Isn't it a shame for the blood ancestor's sister to die at the hands of others? It's embarrassing enough for Lilith to live, but it's also embarrassing to be unable to die. As a referee, the little devil didn't know that he was still near the gate of death. The dice rolled several times on the ground, and finally the result was revealed, a small win. Everyone breathed a sigh of relief. The lucky snacks are well deserved. After finishing the experiment with Lilith, Yebai's eyes swept around the exclusive space, searching for the next target. It's a pity that Xuemeng ran to the second abyss. Otherwise, Xuemeng would also be the best experimental subject. Yebai hesitated for a moment, but decided to let his apprentice go. It's not appropriate to trick your own apprentice like this. Gabriel is an angel, so it would be inappropriate if he accidentally gets killed. After thinking about it, Yebai's eyes finally fell on Master Fool. I have a bold idea. Yebai whispered a few words to Master Fool. Master Fool's eyes lit up and he was also quite interested. Okay, I'll play with you for free this time. Master Fool took a stance and Yebai released Hell Deal. Rumble. This time, the rank of the Hell Messenger is very high, infinitely close to the heavenly god of war. Feeling the power of the Hell Messenger, Yebai became even more excited. This messenger from Hell was holding a huge sword and started to preside over the transaction without talking nonsense to Yebai. Yebai said the prepared rules of the competition. Rock paper scissors. This is a very fair rule. Even Dracula, Cain, and others will say it's fair when they see it. After hearing the rules, the Hell Messenger was about to nod and agree to the rules. The Fool Master spoke. A terrifying coercion descended, making the Hell Messengers vigilant, as if they were facing a formidable enemy. Just listen to Master Fool speaking calmly. Not fair. The Hell Messenger hesitated for a moment, turned to look at Yebai, and said seriously. Unfair. Everyone. I knew it. Yebai rolled his eyes and complained helplessly. This is a skill that bullies the weak and fears the strong. Master Fool sneered again and said disdainfully. I don't know who I learned it from. It is true that when faced with both parties in the transaction, Hellbringer has high injury immunity and red and yellow card bonuses. But they are also living creatures, a race of demons, with their own emotions and desires, fear and anger. They also retreat when faced with real-life threats. For example, the Fool Master threatened the Hell Messenger at this time. The rules that were originally extremely fair suddenly became unfair. Relying on experiments, Yebai found another bug. Congratulations. What should we do now? Master Fool cast a questioning look. Now that the bug has been found, according to normal human logic, this simulation run should be over. But is Shura a normal person? He doesn't do anything that has anything to do with people. Yebai came to the Hell Messenger and whispered a few words. The Hell Messenger's eyes lit up and he kept nodding. That's fair. Then, he announced the rules of fair play. Among the two sides, whoever has a higher similarity to human DNA will win. Fool Master? Why don't you just declare Shura the winner and it's over? How can such unfair rules claim to be fair? But Master Fool then thought about it. If the DNA was really tested, Shura might not necessarily be related to the human race. It was still unclear who would win. Only Master Fool is a little strange. Why did the Hell Messenger, who was so frightened just now, suddenly change his face at this moment? Since the other party participated in the experiment for free. Dracula on the side smiled and shook his head. You are so young when you want to leave after taking a bribe from a demon lord. The referee from Hell is like this, understand it? When the enemy is too strong, the referee will make concessions and compromises for his own safety. The right time, right place, right people, and all were on Gabriel's side. Gabriel smashed down at an extremely fast speed, without giving the Hell Messenger any time to react. It's suddenly dark. With calculated calculations but no intention, in the exclusive space of Shura, the enemy was careless. Gabriel's own strength is infinitely close to that of the god of war, and he even needs to be suppressed to stay below level 989. Everyone took a step back. After finding 2 bugs, the dust has settled. The messenger of hell holding a huge sword is a little strange. Why haven't these two started competing? What are they waiting for? A truly strong person can kill with one strike. Boom. The demon clan and the angel clan are mortal enemies. The next second. Kill instantly with one blow, it's a matter of course. Yabai also reciprocated and published the answer for free. Second, referees can be bribed. Yabai felt that it was time to end the simulation. Yabai stepped forward gracefully, picked up the pieces of the devil's law that he had bribed from the meat pie, and spit at the same time. In this simulation, a total of 2 bugs were discovered. I gave him a small fragment of the devil's law. He took a step back. This guy directly bribed the referee. The unfair judge from hell ended his crime with a cry, and was smashed into meat patties with both fists. He could not die anymore. A mere 2-winged angel, extremely ridiculous, extremely weak, and nothing to worry about. The hell messenger looked up and saw a black angel with 2 wings standing in the sky above his head, covering the sky and the sun. Everyone. First, referees can be threatened. Letting the demons be the referee is a big joke. What does he want to do? It sounds like something Shura can do. The messenger from the demon clan has no contract spirit. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjaya Old Thief. Chapter 664. Dracula's words naturally drifted into Yabai's ears. But he said nothing and did not exploit Dracula backhand. Joke. Dracula, who had been hollowed out for a long time, had nothing left worthy of Yabai. Dracula also knew this, and gradually became more courageous. From Dracula's perspective, he remained absolutely loyal to Shura, contributed all his wealth, and even sold his soul to Shura. Shura is not a real demon and does not take pleasure in torturing his subordinates. Shura has always been very kind to his subordinates who have no money and can be considered a good boss. Many vampires say that working under Shura is a blessing they have earned over several lifetimes. So, when there is no wool, Dracula is perfectly safe. You don't need to worry too much if you have wool. The demon lord Shura will soon take away the wool. No overnight sheep. This self-destructive method is actually to bring the relationship between himself and the demon lord closer. Certainly. Cain could naturally see Dracula's little thoughts. But, how could he, the forbidden prince of the blood clan, do such a despicable thing? Don't bother doing it. Cain always believes that the two parties are mutually utilizing each other and cooperating in a win-win relationship. In fact, Shura thought so too. Only, Shura's understanding of win-win is different from what most people understand. After trying Hell Deal several times, Yabai finally got over the initial excitement. When the enthusiasm fades, fatigue sets in. Yawn. He is not an Iron Man. He has decomposed and digested so many demonic laws, which consumes a huge amount of energy. Even the 9th level god of war cannot bear it. Yabai yawned, feeling like his body was being hollowed out. In fact, every skill enlightenment will have more or less sequelae. However, Yabai's good luck before had been covered up. Death. This skill should have consumed Yabai the most. Due to a strange combination of circumstances, it was offset by his own state. At the same time, this time, Yabai relied on the professional characteristics of the soul researcher to develop skills such as Hell Deal, and Yabai also mixed it with the last epiphany. Finally, Yabai just had a shortfall in energy. If he paid more attention to rest, he would be able to make up for it soon. I know my own affairs well. If Yabai's soul integrity dropped by 0.1%, he would feel that he was in danger. Yabai has been very restrained since he realized the soul skills. Unless it is a special situation, I will never understand the Dharma. You know, the only person who can help Yabai cure his illness, the historical inventor Yingju, is still trapped in the abyss of power at this time. If Yabai realizes himself to death before Master Ju comes back, then the joke will be big. It is estimated that Master Ju was collecting Yabai's body and trying to turn him into a shadow while accepting the mark of the strongest with tears. Yabai's fatigue at this moment is actually the dual sequelae of the last time he realized the Golden Midas and this time's hell deal. Only time can eliminate it. Holding on to his strength, Yabai patrolled the exclusive space and returned directly to Blue Star. He didn't go to the wolf's lair to eat or drink, nor did he go to the Eternal Tower to chat with his third brother. It showed that Yabai was really tired. I don't even care about making a little money. In the Eternal Forest, Yabai didn't even take 2 steps before he yawned all the time. He felt so sleepy that he felt tiredness washing over him one after another, making it difficult to keep his eyes open. Sleepy. Digesting the fragments of the law consumes more energy than Yabai imagined. However, Yabai had nothing to be afraid of. Under the Eternal Tower, you are not afraid even if the most powerful demon comes. The devil is coming, I am not afraid. Third brother, save me. Now that all the emotions are here. Yabai simply took the whole morning off, saying that he had spent too much on completing the level last night and needed a rest. The teaching at Moda University is very user-friendly, and you can freely ask for leave as long as you can complete the corresponding stage of the test. The so-called university, in the final analysis, is to cultivate them into talents. Instead of specifically cultivating obedience and creating docile sheep. Because Yabai's previous performance had always been good, small things like asking for leave were quickly approved. Yabai did not return to Magic City University, nor did he return to his exclusive space. Instead, he directly laid a floor in the Eternal Forest. He propped up the small bed, covered himself with a small quilt, his eyes darkened, and he started swinging. When it comes to sleeping, there is no safer place than the Eternal Forest. Cover yourself with a small quilt under the big tree, and say yes, yes, yes to everyone you meet. The moment the back of his head hit the pillow, Yabai easily fell into sleep, which was particularly sweet and had a baby-like sleep. Never have I had such a wonderful dream. Yabai, who was sleeping soundly, had no vigilance or guard against the outside world. With third brother here, there are very few people in this world who can get close to Yabai at this time. Just when Yabai was sleeping soundly. In the sky, a white cloud floated slowly. This white cloud is different from the past. The breeze blew by, and under the shadow of the white clouds, there was an additional figure. The figure stopped, and so did the white clouds, as if waiting for each other. The figure just stood there, watching from a distance. Looking at the young man sleeping soundly under the big tree. Not long after Bayun appeared, a shadow rushed out from the depths of the Eternal Forest. He was so emotional that he couldn't help himself. Shadow 4. Ying Si stood behind the white clouds, looking at the figure under the white clouds, his eyes instantly turned red. His body trembled slightly, his head hung down, and his voice was hoarse as he shouted. Elder brother. Xiasi. Hearing the sound, the figure under the white clouds turned slightly sideways and looked over. You've grown so big, I've suffered so much for you. Yingxi's lips moved and he was speechless. Don't know what to say. He had a lot to say but couldn't say it. Don't look sad. Are you not happy to see me? The figure floats under the white clouds, and the voice is warm. Ying Si wiped his face quickly and nodded repeatedly. Happy. After finishing speaking, Yang Si didn't know what to say, and the two people who reunited after a long separation fell into silence again. Standing near the white clouds, Ying's head kept pointing downwards, feeling drowsy. In order to resist sleepiness, he kept stimulating himself, and red spots even began to appear on his palms, showing signs of blood. The man under the white cloud looked back at him, frowned and said, "Nonsense." Yang Si fell asleep immediately, and the red color on his palms disappeared. The ninth level god of war has no ability to resist in front of him. In fact, the moment this man appeared, all the creatures in the eternal forest fell into a deep sleep at the same time. Strong or weak, there is no exception. Before him no one can be strong. Only Yang Si, who sensed something was wrong and struggled out of the dream, had the scene of their previous meeting. He came here just to take a look. After a while, the man under the white cloud looked at Ye Bai, who was sleeping soundly, and laughed softly. It seems like he didn't have any nightmares. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 665. Awu. Ye Bai sat up from the bed and stretched. This sleep was particularly sweet. In the dream, Ye Bai dreamed that he had learned the golden abyss, had wealth comparable to the pavilion of all things, and chased the most powerful demon god with Juye and Shueju. All in all, it was a sweet dream. Ouch! Ye Bai rolled his eyes. Why are his eyes like those of a dog? That's outrageous. When Ye Bai was about to get up, he looked at the thick layer of fallen leaves on the quilt and fell into deep thought. Ye Bai, how long have I been asleep? Don't wake up and everything is over. The eye of insight tells you the time. Ye Bai took a look at the time and breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, I only slept for 36 hours. Sleeping for such a long time is reasonable. Ye Bai's mentality was very stable. Sleeping under the Eternal Tower is safer than having your own exclusive space. There are not many people in the world who can do anything under Xiao Ao's nose. In other words, if even Xiao Ao gives face to the other party, Ye Bai seems to have no ability to resist. Forget about it. Ye Bai has a good mentality and is not bothered by trivial matters. After waking up, he first dealt with the school news. Lao Su automatically extended my vacation for me. Ye Bai's eyes lit up. Lao Su was reliable. In this way, Ye Bai's weekly perfect attendance credits will not be deducted. Getting perfect attendance is probably a good thing. Ye Bai knew one thing very clearly when he read online articles. There are some lousy authors who update purely for the sake of perfecting their work. They are stuck with 4,000 to 6,000 words every day, just like squeezing out toothpaste. Only the author of the fourth update is a good author. I've already asked for leave. Isn't it appropriate not to give myself a holiday? Ye Bai thought for a while and sent a message to Lao Su, explaining the reason why he lost contact. Soon, Ye Bai received a reply from Lao Su. He didn't have any training plans in the afternoon, and he had a day off tomorrow and the next 2 days. In this way, it is equivalent to renewing Ye Bai's vacation for 2.5 days. Ye Bai has no intention to continue studying the laws of demons for the time being. After creating Hell Deal, Ye Bai consumed a lot of money and needed to slow down. It was a comfortable sleep. Without such a beautiful sleep, Ye Bai might not be able to recover for a week. Having nothing to do, Ye Bai simply returned to his hometown and took a chance to see how Zhao Lin was doing. When 12 o'clock arrived, it would not be too late to return to the Eternal Tower. Nanjiang City, number 3 Middle School. Ye Bai sneaked into the school with an expired student card. Behind me, the security guard could be heard talking quietly. That's Ye Bai, who has single-handedly killed a level 100 monster. What's the point? I killed all the warrior level monsters in the abyss. Come on, I wasn't even a college student at that time. Do you have this ability? That's true. Obviously, Yebai's single kill of a level 100 monster has different weight in the eyes of different people. Some people think this is black history, while some people think it is glorious history. Yebai felt that this was just his insignificant contribution to the world. Why is it so quiet today? Yebai found that there were very few people in the school. He didn't react until he found Xiaolin. Damn it, the college entrance examination is tomorrow. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. Xiaolin sighed, worried. Yebai was very curious. According to Xiaolin's conditions, it was a sure shot. I went to summer camp, stayed there completely, and my talents improved. Normally, a Nanjiang champion cannot escape. You don't know something. Xiaolin told the truth. Many people from the summer camp were originally admitted to Imperial University after failing to apply for Moda University. However, as the college entrance examination was approaching, they all went through the procedures of dropping out. The goal of these talented seeds is very clear: Shanghai University. To be precise, Shura. Yebai. He didn't expect that he would be so attractive. After having dinner with Xiaolin, Yebai told Xiaolin not to be stressed and to perform well. Anyway, if you go to Wanwu Pavilion to apply for a job as a steward, you are a sure shot. That's true. Xiaolin nodded and acknowledged Yebai's words. He is still the young man he was before, and has not forgotten his dream of the pavilion of all things. While I'm at Wanwu Pavilion, I'll give you an internal discount. Yebai also nodded and agreed. Maybe I'll join the pavilion of all things before you do. Yebai was still thinking about the dick in Master Fool's hand. If you are not afraid of Shura snatching you, you are afraid that Shura will miss you. After dinner, Yebai wanted to go back to the Magic City and made an agreement with Xiaolin to celebrate him after the college entrance examination. Yebai left and returned to the Eternal Forest, feeling a lot more relaxed. He has been under a lot of pressure. Regardless of whether Yebai wants to be the strongest or not, he is the most powerful seed of this generation of human race, the chosen one. This kind of pressure is not only physical, but also psychological. Certainly. Yebai has a unique way of relieving stress, and his life is relatively smooth. Give Xuemeng another hard time. After returning to the Eternal Forest, Yebai entered his own exclusive space and continued to supervise Lilith's learning of gold metal. Master Fool glanced at Yebai with a strange look in his eyes. Why, haven't you seen a handsome guy? Yebai's Huai was confident. I certainly haven't seen it before. The Fool Master said seriously. You are the first of the strongest seeds of the human race who have nothing but good looks. Yebai. Faced with the venomous tongue of the Fool Master, Yebai had no better way. You can't win even if you fight, you can't win even if you rob. We can only think of ways to gather more wool and get the dry stocks as soon as possible. Idiot, how about you help me fix the nightmare wind? Yebai once again planned to trick the number one blacksmith of all races into working for him in vain. Don't fix it. Master Fool said angrily. You have to do it yourself, I don't have the ability. Initially, when he got the nightmare wind, Yebai invested a lot of resources in trying to fix the nightmare wind. In the early stage, nightmare wind also greatly improved Yebai's combat power. But the problem is, today's nightmare wind no longer eats bones. Even if Yebai wanted to spend more resources, he couldn't do it. For Yebai now, anything that can be solved with money is nothing. Here, Yebai is still working hard, trying to get Master Fool to take action. He even made a huge concession and was willing to pay for some repairs. Even so, Master Fool still refused to nod in agreement. Yebai had to face the reality, the idiot master might not be able to repair this thing. Just when Yebai was frowning, good news came from where the snacks were set. While eating snacks, Lilith flipped through the skill book and listened to Cain and Dracula explaining the key points of the skills to her. Teach a Lilith the skills that Cain and Dracula have learned. I haven't learned how to make bad snacks yet. Ah! Lilith was about to eat a piece of mung bean cake. The moment the pig's trotter touched, the skill book on the other pig's trotter disappeared. And the mung bean cake on her pig's trotters turned into golden. Lilith cried out as she looked at the shiny golden snacks and the ruined snacks. How do you eat this? You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 666. Put the food aside for now. You've learned the Midas touch by making bad snacks, which is an extremely important thing. Putting the golden mung bean cake in his pocket, Yebai held Lilith in his palms and promised to give her another helping of mung bean cake. But I didn't get the original portion, Lilith said plausibly. She figured out how to show off this aspect. Finally, Yebai promised to buy 30 portions of mung bean cakes for Lilith and laid out the snacks before he stopped crying. Cain, Dracula. Otherwise, let's kill her? This life is too embarrassing. Even Dracula, a vampire traitor, can't stand it anymore, which shows how bad his nature is. 5 minutes later, Lilith followed Yebai's request and touched the force of nature with her pig's trotters. Wow, golden staff. Yebai never expected that he would click on it countless times without success. Come to Lilith and it will be a success. He is indeed the lucky pig who ate the 40-leaf clover. Yebai ordered Gujin to bring something to Lilith every 5 minutes. Such a useful labor force, if not squeezed, Yebai would be sorry for his greedy origin. Seeing the lost and recovered golden version of the power of nature, Yebai was satisfied and wanted nothing more. Next, he only needs to do one thing. Integrate the origin of greed. Unlike the source of demons, the origin of greed has no racial restrictions. All races are greedy. Only those who are greedy enough can integrate the origin of greed. This thing was originally in the hands of the most powerful seed of the dragon clan. Logically speaking, it was the companion origin of the most powerful seed of the dragon clan. Pity. It picked the wrong opponent. When the greedy origin saw Yebai, he wanted to call him daddy. No one doubts whether Shura can integrate the origin of greed. Only on this matter, Shura gained unanimous approval from everyone. Even the greedy golden dragon couldn't help but praise him. Integrating the origin of greed is different from digesting the devil's law. Deconstructing the source of demons, Yebai used it as a consumable to research skills. So it needs to be decomposed first and then digested. As for the origin of greed, he first merged into the Shura Sea, and waited for Yebai to master it bit by bit, digest it bit by bit, and finally become the Lord of Greed. Certainly. Shura is quite greedy now. I don't know whether Yebai helped the greedy origin to advance by integrating the greedy origin, or whether the greedy origin helped Yebai. Complementing each other belongs to yes. Yebai did not avoid suspicion and directly took out the source of greed and began to merge with the Shura Sea. In an instant, the already golden Shura Sea became even more valuable. Like waves of wheat, it swayed back and forth, and the pressure that occasionally overflowed caused the space to tremble, which was very scary. The numerous melon-eating people watching could not help but sigh with emotion every time they saw the complete form of Shura Hai. Powerful. Too strong. After sighing, they will also express the same regret in their hearts. What a pity. How great would it be if the master was not Shura? Shura Hai is very good, the only drawback is Shura. The process of integrating the origin of greed is effortless without any obstacles. It seems that this was born to be designed for Yebai. Certainly. Everyone was not surprised by this scene. The foolish master with the highest vision was thoughtful, suddenly thought of something, and exclaimed. I see. What do you know? Dracula answered just in time. Lilith rolled her eyes and shouted at Dracula. Flattery. She finally saw that she was showing off, and Dracula was flattering. The two are equal parts clowns. Dracula didn't care about Lilith's words, but looked at the fool master and waited for the next step. He has even been the male favorite of the blood ancestor. What is shameful about being a flatterer? Become stronger, not shabby. And, to be fair, this question was not asked for Dracula himself. The main thing is to ask questions for his great master, Shura. Master Fool is not like some people who spend money to answer every question. She was in a good mood today and said casually. If Shura can fully grasp the origin of greed, that is to say, he is extremely greedy. Everyone looked confused. Isn't this something everyone knows? He. The corners of Kane's lips curled up slightly. He thought that when you came in front of everyone, you would have a lofty speech. The result is nothing more than this. Master Fool said in a deep voice. This also means that Shura is greedy for all origins. And this greed will make his compatibility soar. Everyone, both those who understood and those who did not understood, were silent. This makes sense. It is precisely because of his endless greed that Shura has such a high degree of compatibility. And Shura, who has a super high degree of compatibility. No matter what source you face, you can always pick up a handful of wool. This matter is horrifying to think about. Just imagine, anyone who is fighting Shura against the enemy finds out that Shura is stealing your original law. Shura becomes stronger as he fights, and his enemies become weaker and weaker. How does this work? In other words, Shura's upper limit is very high, very high. The perfect Shura at his peak will exceed everyone's imagination. It's about this. I'm pretty good at it. The human race has a powerful man who is open to all rivers and knows a thing or two about the origins of everything. But after everyone learned the inside story, Shura's image collapsed instantly. This guy is strong only because he is greedy. There is no other reason than greed, pure greed. What kind of thing is this? Once something comes into contact with Shura, its quality will drop instantly. Yabai didn't know much about people's psychological activities, and even if he did, he wouldn't care. He only knows that he is very strong now, super strong. Unprecedentedly powerful. After integrating the origin of greed, the Shura Sea Queen, in addition to improving her own rank, Yabai can release greed once every hour. Anyone below level 1000 will be affected by greed. Last time, Yabai relied on this trick to capture Prince Huang. This is an absolute trump card, 100% surefire. No one can be more greedy than Yabai. No. In other words, from this moment on, Yabai truly has the trump card to fight against the Tongtian god of war. To win the battle, it's all up to you. Faced with Shura's surge in strength, Tan Yan also gave a very high evaluation. Fighting against the strongest seeds of the demon race, winning rate, 100%. With the certainty of victory, Yabai officially embarked on the journey. My sword of heaven, power of nature, shield of Cain, I'm already hungry and thirsty. Dong. At 1:12 o'clock. Yabai entered the Eternal Tower, summoned the Eternal Core Crystal, and chose the 40th floor. The movements are smooth and smooth, done in one go. Just one word, handsome. For the sake of being handsome, he didn't even bargain with Taling. A white light flashed, Yabai disappeared from the spot, and a familiar prompt sounded in his ears. I wish you to clear the Eternal Tower as soon as possible. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 667. The Eternal Tower. The 40th floor. Yabai appeared in the black mist, looking around with a vigilant expression. I don't know if this floor can get a 5's rating. According to past experience, the 5 score can be refreshed every 10 floors. But now that the 40th floor has been taken away by the men of the most powerful demon, The plot begins to collapse. At this level, there is no reincarnation anymore. Yabai recalled the first 3 fives ratings. The first time was at Evernight Castle, where Yabai got Dracula, a pet that was a licking dog. The second time is in the ice field, where the forbidden Prince Cain officially joins the pig pen. The third time, in Ruthless Town, the White Wolf King escaped from reincarnation and entered the Eternal Temple. Yabai once analyzed the rules. The 10th level of reincarnation is related to both werewolves and vampires, but the most important figure is Dracula. Yabai originally thought he was the White Wolf King. But after learning about Dracula's various involvements with the Blood Ancestor, Yabai realized that this kid was anything but simple. In the 30th level of reincarnation, the key figure is the White Wolf King. Then the question comes. The first 30 floors are related to the lower 3 tribes. Werewolves and blood tribes have appeared. What about the elves? Logically speaking, the key figure on the 20th floor should be an elf, but he was replaced by Cain. However, Yabai remembered one detail. The key scene for clearing the 20th level, the Sea of Life, is actually related to the Tree of Life, a sacred object of the elves. Under normal logic, players should be able to find the Sea of Life and meet an elf there. But when the nightmare came to the 20th floor, he searched the whole map and couldn't find it, so he simply used Dream Come True to bring one out. The original elf is gone. It was replaced by Cain, a bad old man. The hidden story behind this is intriguing. It is known that the original purpose of the design of the Eternal Tower was to provide a refuge for the 9 eternal tribes to avoid the end of the world. The number of floors doesn't matter at first, we just live on different floors. At the same time, according to the original design, the 9 eternal tribes in the Eternal Tower can also practice independently, be promoted, and even reach level 1000. If we think according to this logic, Yabai can make a bold inference. Each 10th floor represents the hope of one of the 9 eternal clans to reach level 1000. It's just that the appearance of the most powerful demon god disrupted the original plan, causing everything to go into chaos and being forced into infinite reincarnation. Unless there is hope of advancing to level 1000, reincarnation cannot be broken. That is to say, Dracula is a key figure in the Blood Race's promotion to level 1000, and the White Wolf King is a werewolf. Are both of these reasonable? Cain is the key figure for the elves to advance to level 1000. However, Cain's appearance was originally an accident. He should have been his forbidden prince in the Eternal Temple and not live a life that was too carefree. Cain gave up everything, just to chase Lilith, rushed from the 90th floor to the 40th floor in one breath, and finally hung up with his soul, and the human and machine were separated. Cain's body remained on the 40th floor, but his soul made it all the way to the 20th floor. After being seriously injured, he was forced to fall into a deep sleep and accidentally fell into reincarnation. Vampires, elves, werewolves. Yabai's eyes were slightly cold. The 40th level is the reincarnation of the demon clan, and it is also the opportunity for the demon clan. The most powerful seed of the demon clan made a fight with Yabai, not to kill Yabai. In fact, everyone knows it well. As long as you live happily for one day. Within the Eternal Tower, Yabai was absolutely safe. Unless the most powerful demon god risked his life, it would be possible to kill Shura by force. This guy wants to hit level 1000. When this idea appeared in Yabai's mind, he was not surprised and even thought it was reasonable. The surrounding black mist rolled, making way for a passage. Yabai didn't move. At the other end of the passage, there was a slight vibration. The vibrations became louder and louder, as if the entire space was shaking. An enchanting figure appeared at the end of the passage. She has dense black lines all over her body, a delicate face, flawless facial features, seductive charm revealed in her black pupils, and a perfect figure. In order to size up the enemy, Yabai had to move his gaze downwards. So-called. Know thyself, ever victorious. Below, no more. The upper body of the most powerful seed of the demon race perfectly fits the aesthetics of the human race, and is simply a succubus among succubi. Then, the lower body was a black mist. That's it, that's it? Yabai couldn't help but rolled his eyes. What are you looking forward to? Among the enemies killed by Yabai, this one was definitely a heavyweight in appearance. When the enemy met, he was extremely jealous. Yabai snorted coldly and took action directly without any greetings. Do it? Do it? Hell deal. The Shura sea dispersed, the surrounding fog automatically receded, the magic circle emerged, and the messenger from hell descended. The hell messenger summoned this time was Yabai's old acquaintance, the little devil. The little devil was trembling between the two bosses, wanting to cry without tears. Yabai immediately took out the prepared rules. Blue Star has a way of playing. Put bullets into the gun, and both sides shoot alternately. The one who gets shot first loses. The little devil did not immediately comment on the rules, but looked pitifully at the most powerful seed of the demon race. She frowned slightly, feeling that there seemed to be no problem with this rule. That sounds fair. She had brief communication with the outside world and learned a lot of human knowledge. I have also heard a little bit about the roulette proposed by Shura. She didn't have much defense against Shura, so she nodded and agreed to the game. That's fair. The little devil quickly announced that the competition has officially begun. The trick of roulette is luck and courage. The first one to shoot actually has the advantage. Yabai said seriously. I am a gentleman, ladies first, you come first. The most powerful seed of the demon race looked confused. The word gentleman she learned from the dictionary seems to have nothing to do with Shura. But since Shura gives priority to ladies when speaking, and roulette is a matter of probability, in fact, the probability of shooting first and then shooting is the same. The young Xeon seed nodded and agreed with Shura's suggestion again. The referee little devil looked at her from awe to pity. What's the difference between agreeing to Shura's proposal twice in a row and seeking death? The rules have come into effect, and neither party can go back on their word. Once the rules are broken, they will be directly judged as losers. Yabai took out his gun like a gentleman and loaded a bullet. During the process, Yabai did not do anything. After getting ready, Yabai handed the gun to the opponent, indicating that the game could begin. The most powerful seed of the demon race? I understand everything. She looked at the gun in her hand and began to doubt her life. Roulette, when did you switch to automatic pistols? Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 668. Looking at the automatic pistol in his hand, the demon fell into deep thought. After a while, she asked. How did I hear that revolvers are used in roulette? The so-called revolver has a roulette magazine, put one or several bullets in it, turn the roulette, and then shoot. Because of the roulette magazine, there is a probability that the bullet will be fired, and there is also a probability that the gun will be empty. This is normal roulette. Play with the heartbeat. Dangerous actions, please do not imitate them. Shura was kind and handed her a loaded automatic pistol. The so-called automatic pistol is a very automatic pistol. Pull the trigger and the gun goes off. The most powerful seed of the demon race couldn't help but sigh. As expected of you, Shura. Facing the enemy's doubts, Yabai said confidently. That's right, this gun is called revolver. So this is a... Oh, and named the gun a revolver. The devil opened his eyes again. It is really rare for someone to be so shameless as Shura and be so confident. No, it should be unique. Since Shura is not a human son, then there was no need for her to hide and reveal her devilish side. Come on, let's hurt each other. Holding an automatic pistol, the most powerful son of the demon clan turned the gun and pointed it at Shura. You only talked about playing roulette, but you didn't talk about how to shoot, right? While speaking, the devil pulled the trigger, not giving Shura any chance to escape. Boom. In terms of not being a human being, just looking at Shura is just for fun. It's so unbecoming of a human being and a demon. Haha, he is not a human in the first place. The moment the gun was pointed at him, Shura's face showed panic. It seemed he didn't expect that he would be killed. It's always his fault to cause other people's bugs, so why is it someone else's turn to block him? Can only say. Those who are stuck with bug will always be stuck. Shura has been stuck with a bug his whole life, but he didn't expect that it would eventually fall into his own hands. But when the devil pulled the trigger, Shura's expression returned to calm, without any ripples. The gun went off. But it rang in another way. The moment it was fired, the gun exploded. The bullets fired also had a cruise function. They turned around in the air and accurately hit the demon race's most powerful seed. The most powerful seed of the demon clan looked at his right hand with a look of disbelief on his face. Is this something that humans can do? She thought that playing roulette with an automatic pistol was the limit of Shura's shamelessness. She never expected. The upper limit of her imagination is only the lower limit of Shura. Forget about betting on an automatic pistol, it's a gun that can explode. It's just that the gun explodes, the bullets also track. Shura, is this also part of your plan? The most powerful seed of the demon race thought that the bug she had found was actually just a trap used by Shura to paralyze her. He was hit once by a gun with an exploding chamber, and hit again by a bullet. The balance of hell's business has completely tipped towards Shura. Shura won this round. The most powerful seed of the demon race knows clearly. The moment the hell deal was launched, Shura had already won. This skill is very unfriendly to demons and highly targeted. Even, she might die from this skill. A dice fell from the sky and began to determine punishment. The devil took his time and waited quietly for his own ending. Hell deal, as a skill targeting demons, has special effects. When the judgment result is small win/big win, a new judgment will be made until double win or lost win appears. In other words, as long as Yebai's luck is bad enough, he can continue to judge. The damage caused in the end was extremely terrifying. The dice falls. Small win. Soon, another dice fell. Small win. Soon, the face of the most powerful demon seed was filled with doubts. Why is this judgment always a small win? According to her understanding, the probability of small wins should be about 50%, and there have been 6 small wins in a row. Shura's luck is so bad. Yebai smiled evilly, put his hands in his pockets, and looked relaxed. In fact, he was in a very nervous state at the moment. In order to deceive the other party, Yebai made a huge gamble. He asked Master Fool to borrow the golden leaf. That's right, it's the golden leaf that fell from the unlucky tree of Sun Li, and is currently lying quietly in Yebai's pocket. As long as it is there, Yebai's luck will be very bad, and there will only be small wins. Before Sun Li appeared, Yebai once believed in science. Now, Yebai only believes in Sun Li. If you win enough, you can kill the opponent instantly. During the dice throwing period, both sides were not idle and started a new round of fighting. She chases, he flees. Hey, I can't hit you. The most powerful seed of the demon race has murderous intentions. Even if you can't kill Shura, you still have to make the other party pay a price. Otherwise, it will be detrimental to her next plan. She can die once, but she can't die here completely. Regarding the small matter of escaping, Yebai still had a little experience. While he was running away, he did not forget to use various skills to try to counterattack. However, the level gap between the two sides is so big that even the Sky Thunder and Chaos Thunder that are ready to go can't completely kill the opponent. Yebai, who was almost at the end of his rope, could only use his traditional performing arts, shaking people. Cain and Dracula take turns to fight, just to delay a little more time. Every second, the hell transaction is being judged. Every time, it's a small win. Yabai believes that as long as the number of small wins is enough, it can be considered a win. Time is on Shura's side. Even Cain would inevitably be a little powerless when facing level 999 enemies. After all, he is not the Forbidden Prince back then, and now he doesn't even have a body. After being severely injured one after another, both Cain and Dracula had to sleep for a period of time in order to recover. Without the life-saving support of the two vampires, Yebai's escape career would naturally become more difficult. Why are you always on the run when fighting high-level enemies? Close your eyes. Yabai didn't even bother to pay attention to Tan Yan. What the hell, level 599 is playing against level 999, with a gap of 400 levels in the middle. Does that make sense? After losing the two major boosts, Yabai held on for another 5 minutes. At this moment, the dice piled up into a hill can definitely kill the opponent instantly. Seeing that he was about to be forced out of Qian Tianqing, Yabai knew that he had to take action. A golden light flashed, and a little pig appeared in Yebai's hand. Lilith. Who am I, where am I, what am I doing? She was eating hot pot and singing when suddenly she was robbed by Shura. The moment Lilith took possession of it, a dice fell from the sky, starting a new round of judgment. Yabai believes that Lilith is the only one who can compete with Sun Li. Boom. The dice rolled several times on the ground, revealing the final judgment. Winning Ma. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 669. Small wins don't count as wins. Every time you win a small victory, the opponent will not actually bear the damage penalty. But Yabai can harvest a valuable amount of materials, no more than 10 million eternal gold coins. 10 million once, 100 million 10 times. In other words, the most important purpose of Yebai's delay for so long was to make more money. And Cain and Dracula already knew this ending. If Shura is not greedy, is he still Shura? It is precisely because of his greed that he is so strong. Is it reasonable? Reasonable. It wasn't until Yabai couldn't hold on any longer that he used his ultimate move to win. Win will trigger small win, big win, and double win at the same time. And with Lilith's lucky blessing, all damage is fully restored. Big win, 10 billion soul chaos damage. Win-win, 20 billion soul chaos damage. An instant burst of 30 billion damage, ready to go off. Different from the previous damage, this part of the damage acts directly on the soul, ignoring physical defense and magic resistance, and cannot be intercepted by the opponent's Eternal Sea. 30 billion, combined with the Chaos Thunder prepared by Yabai, is enough to kill the opponent. Under normal luck, the damage limit of Hell Deal is actually higher. But Yabai was unlucky first, which resulted in small wins but no big wins. Therefore, even if Lilith's luck takes full damage, in the end, there was only 30 billion soul damage. Before that, Yabai had one more thing to do. Reach for the stars. His figure instantly moved in front of the most powerful seed of the demon race, and exchanged injuries with the opponent. The enemy's attack directly forced Yebai's overwhelming power. But the effort is worth it. Yabai cut off the opponent's most important soul protective gear with one sword strike. Under normal circumstances, Yabai, as a mage, would not be able to break such a high-grade protective gear. A pig's trotter touched the opponent's protective gear. The quality of the protective gear instantly changed and turned into gold. Then it was destroyed by Shura. Midas touch. Lilith used a touch of gold. Only in actual combat did Yabai realize how terrifying this move was. It can change the substance of an item. Many high-grade equipment are useless once they are turned into gold. Normally speaking, the probability of success in Midas is not high, but it is not too outrageous. But the rotten snacks in Yebai's hands were abnormal. After learning how to do the Midas from Lilith, she never failed to do the Midas. After completing her mission, Lilith was immediately thrown back to her exclusive space by Yabai. If she continued to stay, she would not die if she made bad snacks. Yabai was afraid that she would have psychological shadow. When conditions permit, the elder brother's pets should be treated better. Otherwise, Yabai is afraid of nightmares. At this moment, Yabai, who had finished the battle, quickly left the battlefield, retreated to a corner, and watched coldly. He had a hunch that things wouldn't be that simple. Rumble. Hell deals damage, the superimposed chaos thunder is ready to fall. A sure kill, no solution. Under the double blow of physics and soul, the most powerful seed of the demon race is about to die. Only Yabai has been dealing with these top experts all year round, and he knows one thing very well. A truly strong person has more than one health bar. Under the double blow, the demon race's most powerful seed body was annihilated, leaving only a black mist in place. Yabai held his breath and concentrated while summoning Gabriel. The Eye of Insight is currently analyzing the battle situation, operating at full speed, and providing valuable information one by one. Yabai said in a deep voice. She's coming back to life. Not like, more like. The wings on Gabriel's back spread out, with a look of confusion on his face. He is the most powerful seed of the angel race. The black mist in front of him is the most powerful seed of the previous generation of angels. In the classics left by the angel clan, there are no details about the deeds of the previous generation's most powerful seeds. After all, angels and demons are mortal enemies. After defecting, he was regarded as the greatest shame to the angel clan. There is a secret in our clan's ancient books. Gabriel said urgently. The most powerful seed of the previous generation was a 16-winged light angel, proficient in the soul and resurrection. Yabai wanted to roll his eyes. Why did you go there earlier? Just say it now. Gabriel was also helpless. Shura didn't ask, he thought Shura knew everything. To put it 10,000 steps back, even if Shura didn't know, the most powerful seed of the human race would not lose. After seeing the traceless sword, Gabriel was very confident in the strongest seed of the human race. The black mist spread into a thin layer on the ground, and a gate to hell opened. Its rebirth. Completely abandoning everything from the angel clan, transforming himself into a chosen demon, becoming the ancestor of demons. Yabai looked at the prompts given by the Eye of Insight, and his heart skipped a beat. By now, the other party's plan has become very clear. In order to become the chosen devil, she needs to die once. It would be best if someone with the devil's origin kills her. The best place to die is on the 40th floor of the Eternal Tower. After rebirth, she became the chosen devil. In theory, she is the most suitable host for the devil's origin in the world. The origin of the devil is in Shura. All the planning is for this moment. In this game of chess, the first 99 moves come naturally, and the last move can lead to a successful summit. There is no reason to fail. He was killed by Shura, reborn as a chosen demon, and then took away Shura's demon origin and became the ancestor of demons, reaching level 1000. The real battle has just begun. Rumble. A phantom rushed out from the gate of hell, full of murderous intent. The moment she appeared, the demonic origin in Yabai was sensed and rushed out uncontrollably. Looking at the origin of the devil in this world, the corners of the reborn devil's mouth slightly curled up. She won the bet. As long as you get the devil's origin, etc. There was unconcealable shock in her pupils, and it was difficult to understand what happened. The origin of the devil actually stayed in mid-air. What happened? Oh, you got it into my pocket and you still want to run away. Shura, armed with the power of nature, forcibly left behind the devil's origin. The two sides are fighting for the origin of the devil like a tug of war. This scene far exceeded the expectations of the chosen devil. She doesn't understand. Why is this human being in front of me so compatible with the devil's origin? Why? For a moment, the Shura sea rolled, the wind and clouds surged, and the sky became dark. At this critical moment, Shura comes forward. The origin of the devil is mine. Yabai growled with greed sparking in his eyes. You dare to rob Shura's things? Do you think my human race's strongest seed is fake? No matter how despicable the most powerful seed of the human race is, it is still the most powerful seed. Even Shura. Along with Shura's low roar. The source of greed in the Shura sea has moved. After integrating into the Shura sea, it was originally in silence. Shura's words touched it. There is no way, Shura is too greedy. The originally stalemate situation instantly became one-sided due to the addition of the source of greed. The opponent had many calculations, but only one move was missing. Little did I know that Shura was so compatible with the origins of demons that he could actually stand in a stalemate with himself, the truly chosen demon. Second, I didn't expect Shura to be able to combine two origins at the same time. If the source of greed does not intervene, it is still unclear who will win. After taking back the devil's origin, Yabai was still not satisfied and shouted in a low voice. Your soul is also mine. According to the soul contract signed before by both parties, after the demon race's most powerful seed is defeated and dies, the soul will indeed belong to Yabai. Rumble. From the devil's origin, countless law chains flew out, pinning the chosen devil to the ground, unable to move. After she became the chosen devil, she was incomparably in line with the devil's origin. At the same time, this also means that she cannot resist the devil's origin. There is only one reason why the chosen demon failed. She underestimated Shura's greed. With despair on her face, she could only watch the surging golden Shura sea, slowly falling with endless pressure. And in her ears, the whisper of Shura, who was more evil than the devil, sounded. Mine. Mine. It's all mine. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjaya Old Thief. Chapter 670. The devil never expected that he would lose to a human in the fight for the devil's origin. Gabriel on the side also had a complicated expression. Stop talking about devils. Even he didn't quite understand what was going on. Who would have thought that the most powerful seed of the human race would be so consistent with the origin of demons? Yabai, who was holding the devil's origin, completely had the upper hand, and the opponent had no chance of coming back. Finally freeing his hands, Yabai looked at Gabriel and asked. You said before that she was a 16-winged angel of light, right? In Yabai's impression, this guy shouldn't be so strong as an angel queen. Moreover, after 2 battles, the strength displayed by the enemy was not as terrifying as imagined. If it's the first time, there's still a possibility of letting go. So the second time, when fighting for the origin of the devil, the opponent tried his best, but could not defeat Shura's greed. Before she fell, she was indeed not this strong. Gabriel explained. After her fall, she still retained her identity as an angel. She is a fallen angel among the demon clan. According to records within the clan, she had 16 wings of light at her peak. Listening to Gabriel's words, Yabai fell into deep thought. The chosen demon in front of him, with peak combat power, should be more than that. The bloodline of fallen angels is not pure, and they are not pure demons. In order to hit level 1000, she must die once and for all before she can survive. Only She didn't expect that the devil's origin would rather choose a human than a pure-blooded devil like her. Who in the right mind would think of that? Can only say. The most powerful seed of the human race is indeed a miracle-creating being. It's just that every time Shura creates a miracle, he looks majestic, but the real inside story is quite speechless. The last time, against the most powerful dragon seed, Shura won due to greed. This time, against the most powerful seeds of the demon race, Shura still won due to greed. It can only be said that he knows greed too well. After figuring out the ins and outs, Yabai looked at the prisoner in front of him and began to think about another question. To kill or not to kill? Theoretically speaking, this guy came out of the abyss of the mighty, worked as a minion of the mighty demon god, and was a sworn enemy of the human race. But analyze specific issues. What the other party did after leaving the abyss of power. Not only does it cause no harm to the human race, it even sends out gift packs and experience packs like crazy. The source of greed in Yebai's hands was all thanks to the other party. From this angle, this is not a mortal enemy, this is a teammate who helps in times of need. On the 38th floor, this guy could even sit and chat with Lilith without any tension at all. It didn't target the human race, it didn't violate Yebai's bottom line. Think carefully. Becoming a helper is indeed a way of thinking. You know, Master Ju can even throw third Master Ying and second Master Ying into the shadows. What does it mean if Yabai recovers a demon clan's most powerful seed? Yabai had an opportunity in front of him to completely conquer the other party. He is so greedy that there is no way he would let go of any opportunity to exploit others. The vampire clan does not have the most powerful seeds, but all the vampire clan bosses work for Yabai in the pig pen. Gabriel of the angel clan, Prince Huang of the desolate clan, including the one in front of me. Yabai looked at the completely suppressed demon, thoughtfully. Demon clan, angel clan, vampire clan, desert clan. Looking back now, the strongest seeds from the lower 3 tribes, the middle 3 tribes, and the 4 tribes have been completely bound to Yabai. Oh, right. The most powerful seed of the dragon clan was also in Yebai's hands, and was sealed in the power of nature by Wuhan. It's just that he usually doesn't have any sense of presence. Certainly. Yabai did this not just because he wanted to exploit the other party. The main reason is that turning enemies into friends is a real win-win situation. If Yabai could train a powerful person from the demon clan, it would be a great help in the decisive battle. Even if he does not reach the height of the strongest. Level 999 alone, combined with the demonic origin in Yebai's hands, can also play a big role. It was a win-win situation for both the human race and Yabai personally. As for how the devil feels, no one cares. Yabai has the devil's origin in his hand. It would be a waste if he only uses it to research skills. Seeing Shura's thoughts, Gabriel said. Now, she needs a new name. Gabriel looked at Yabai, waiting for the next words. Whether they are angels or demons, they all pay special attention to their true names. Some beings are born with their destiny. There should have been chosen devils. To be precise, it is automatically generated by the devil's origin. It's a pity that the devil's origin fell into Yebai's hands, so naturally he wouldn't give him this advantage. Part of their power comes from their real names. As the master of this chosen devil, the real name given by Yabai. Not only does it bring strength, but it is also a vassal relationship. Absolute loyalty, never change your mind. This kind of loyalty is not the verbal loyalty of Dracula, but the true loyalty from the soul. Once betrayed, the real name will bite back, the devil's origin will be suppressed, and there will never be a chance to recover. If Yabai didn't hold the devil's origin, he would never be able to do this. Ordinary people, even if they have demonic origins, cannot achieve Yabai's level of cohesion. To some extent, Yabai can be regarded as the first person in history As a foreigner, he was recognized by the devil's origin, which was unprecedented and unprecedented. Yabai also knew the stakes and attached great importance to his real name. However, his name is a bit useless. Looking at the demon in the chain of laws, Yabai randomly searched a few familiar names from his mind and pieced them together. Satan, Lucifer. Every time he spoke a word, a dark red character flew out of the demon origin in his palm. Every trace of the power contained in these characters is enough to kill the 9th level god of war. If she can digest all the power in her true name, she will be even more powerful than at her peak. There was a burning fire in the devil's eyes. The character is branded on the devil's forehead and engraved into the deepest part of his soul. Satan Lucifer. This became her real name. She will carry this destiny with her to fight in the years to come and create the glory that belongs to Shura. After the 5 characters were imprinted one after another, the chains of laws that had been restraining her actions were loosened, and she fell to the ground. The lines of the characters slowly disappeared, leaving only the dark red in his eyes. The chosen demon struggled up from the ground. She lowered her head, inserted her right hand into her chest, and took out a beating heart. Yabai. This ceremony is really a bit hardcore. Dangerous actions, please do not imitate them. The bright red, beating heart was held in the palm of the chosen devil's hand and presented to Yabai. Her red lips were slightly parted, and a magnetic and charming voice lingered in her ears. Satan Lucifer. She crouched down, knelt down on one knee, and said word by word. At your service, Lord of Demons.